lead the senators who will stab Caesar those 23 times to kill him. The famous line, supposedly from Shakespeare, of et tu, Brute, we don't know. Again, if we look at it in Greek, changes completely with those educated Romans speaking together each way, because maybe he's saying, and you, son. We don't know. So looking at Octavian. Octavian is part of the second triumvirate. He is Julius Caesar's adopted son. I'll get into that in a bit later. He, just like Caesar, will push the other two leaders aside and take the new name Augustus. Hey, we want to know that one also from the study guide. Should have highlighted that for you. Sorry. He takes the title not of emperor, although later they will give him the title of emperor. He'll just sort of ignore it. He's emperor already. I don't need a title per se. He takes a title of princeps or princeps, calling himself, I'm the first citizen. Of all the citizens, we're all equals. I'm just the first amongst you. Okay, so a little bit more about Augustus. Here he is looking like one of those great Roman gods, Greek gods rather. A little more lifelike in his face. You can see a very powerful figure here being shown. He is the grandnephew of Julius Caesar, who was adopted, as I said, by Julius. He works to kill Julius's assassins, so too bad Brutus and Cassius and others. Okay, he becomes a princeps, again, that first citizen. He rules from 27 BC to AD 14. It's the end of the Roman Empire, or excuse me, the end of the Republic and the beginning of the Empire. He finds Rome, he says, a city of bricks, rebuilds it, and leaves it a city of marble. After the fall of the Republic, now we have our empire begin. Okay. We have a time period referred to as the Pax Romana. This is 200 years of relative peace and stability in the Roman Empire. We have, during the Julia Claudians, this includes Julius and Augustus and some of the people following after them, some good emperors and some bad emperors, but in the Pax Romana, a period of good emperors and 200 years of relative peace and stability. Okay, this series of good emperors ruled during this time period, and these are guys who are seen as great leaders who expand the territory. Some names to look at are Hadrian, Marcus Aurelius, lots of others they mention in your text as well. However, problems are going to begin. We've talked about this idea of power corrupting. Well, we're going to see that with turmoil and emperors. After the Pax Romana, we're going to have a series of very bad emperors, many of these kind of bad, some ruling for a very short time. You may recall in the book in section 4, talking about time periods with 49 years and 22 emperors. Not a good time. Okay, again, this idea of power and wealth can lead to corruption. We see also that not just in government, but also in society. The latifundia, these are large estates that are self-sufficient, run by those very wealthy 1%ers, so to speak. Their success hurts small farmers. Sometimes they're cheating them out of the land, sometimes they're loaning them money and then foreclosing on them and taking their land. Well, these small farmers now no longer have land. They're landless farmers. They move to the cities. This is bad. Not jobs for them. Housing is shoddy at best, but we try to take care of them. A little excess going on there. Entertainment, all you can stand. 130 days of holidays during a school year. We've got gladiator contests at the Colosseum, races at the Circus Maximus, trying to keep these guys entertained so they're not causing any trouble. Well, some clever generals come along and recruit some of these guys. Instead of land owners to be in legions, they recruit some of these guys themselves. They are now loyal to that general because it's the general who's equipping them, training them, offering them payment and land if they're successful. And so they're loyal to that guy and not the Senate. At first, the Senate's happy because they're getting rid of the homeless people or the poor people they're having to support. On the other hand, they are now a power threat. The army also later on will become very much less and less Roman, and we're actually going to have Germans hired in as mercenaries to fight for us, which is a bad idea when the folks you're usually trying to keep out happen to be Germans as well. So here's the growth of our empire at its largest stage. This is where we're going to stop for this particular video. As you can see, we've got all this territory, most of Western Europe, all of Italy, all of Greece, into Turkey, down through Jerusalem, most of Egypt, all the way across North Africa, including what used to be Carthage, into the islands here of Great Britain, all the way up to about this line right here, where the guys over there were such barbarians. We built a wall all the way across there by this guy Hadrian. Said we're sick of seeing these guys. They paint their faces blue and they run around naked in battle. It's kind of crazy. Those are the Scots. So Marcus Aurelius, just want to add this quickly because I don't have the clip. Thought I did. Okay, Marcus Aurelius is seen as one of the great emperors, a last of the good emperors by most accounts. He was seen as a philosopher and an emperor, which was what one of the Greek philosophers said, hey, we should have a philosopher king ahead of the government. Well, he's not a philosopher king, but a philosopher emperor. Same kind of idea. That's Marcus Aurelius. Hey, that's on the study guide. Hey, by the way, you've been paying attention. 22 of the 33 questions answered in this video alone. See you next time.